Hi, I'm Joel Agnew, and this is my video resume. I was born in Oakland, California, at Oakland Memorial Hospital to John Edwin Agnew and Jane Agnew. My father was transferred to Oakland by Montgomery Wards to help open the credit department of the brand new Ward store in Oakland, California. He subsequently was hired by a group of doctors to establish the business office for Kaiser Permanente Hospital and was also instrumental in the establishment of Mervyn Morris's store, Mervyn's Department Store, now Mervyn's of California. My father owned and ran his own business for over 37 years, was elected president of the American Collectors Association in the 1950s, and I was raised on Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People and The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale from my mother. I attended San Lorenzo High School in San Lorenzo, California, and was student body president in 1964 to 1965. I received an AA degree from Chabot Junior College in 1968, went on to Hayward State University and graduated there in 1970 with a bachelor's in speech and communications, and in 71 with a secondary credential. In 1991, I came here to Humboldt County, California, where I attended Humboldt State University and got my Master of Fine Arts degree in speech and drama. Since my father owned his own business, I worked there on and off for many years. But my first independent job was in 1971 at Ohlone Junior College in Fremont, California, where I was the set designer and technical director. I left Ohlone to continue my studies at American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco, and after that period of time, became the office manager at J5 Agency for a few years. During this same period of time, in my off hours, I founded the First Church of Rock and Roll, which was really just an underground nightclub in the Niles District of Fremont, California. Three other fellows and I rented a little wooden shack on 2 acres at the end of a dead-end street and had parties. The neighbors complained so much, we organized a Universal Life Church. You remember Kirby Hensley. And we rented a warehouse downtown. In the process of promoting the shows we put on there, I discovered what my true calling was: advertising and promotions. The name First Church of Rock and Roll had a controversial appeal to it, and a press release which I sent to the San Francisco Chronicle, Joel Sullivan, resulted in a blurb in the datebook section, which led to a story that was picked up by Zodiac News Service. And before I knew it, I was doing radio and even television interviews and stories about the First Church of Rock and Roll from that little shack in Niles, California. I even wrote a manifesto, if you will, for the Church of Rock and Roll, the Book of Humankind, a religious philosophy based loosely on rock and roll lyrics. And it was published in a local music magazine, the Bay Band Calendar. And I began producing concerts and promoting bands. One in particular, the Cornell Herd Band, based in San Jose, became my main act, and I helped them produce an album. In 1991, I returned to college to get a Master of Fine Arts degree from Humboldt State University in dramatic writing with an eye toward advertising. In order to support myself and my wife while I was studying, I got a job working for a local radio station, KBEY, out of Garberville, California. In 1992, I left K-Bay to go to work at KXGO 93.1, a classic rock station here in Eureka. From 93, 94, and 95, I was the top-selling ad exec at that station. And I produced 2 brand new shows, Franklin's Tower, a Grateful Dead show, and The Blues Review with Good Rock and Daryl Campbell.
In addition to being a wonderful on-air talent, creative writer, top sales guy, top biller, senior executive in our sales department, Joel is dependable, trustworthy, and very loyal to the right company.
If I was to maybe get a job, I'd be looking for a guy like Joel to work with.
I can say that we looked at the figures, and he was impressive in his sales efforts for KXGO when we first bought it. Secondly, we have gone behind Joel for several years now in the marketplace and tried to pick up all the crumbs that were left from what he hadn't sucked out of every advertiser in the marketplace.
In 1995, I was hired by KBVU Fox 29, a new fledgling Fox affiliate station here in Eureka, California, and I was the top sales executive for 6 of the following 7 years. At the same time, with the help of my partner, co-producer, and cameraman, I created and executed a 2-minute entertainment feature weekly, which was our only locally generated programming ever, for over 5 years without missing a week. I helped make Fox 29 into a #1 ranked Fox affiliate station and generated ratings much higher than the national numbers. I helped establish a positive work environment and a non-competitive sales team.
He's one of a kind, that guy. He's got a big heart and is well liked in the community. He's got a ton of friends, and we're all going to miss him.
In addition to my work in television and radio in the last 12 years, I've also been an active part of the community. And in the last 2 years, I was president of the board of directors of North Coast Repertory Theater and acted, directed, and produced there. I helped to make a great many building improvements on the facility, and I was voted Best Actor in Humboldt County in the year 2000. Last fall, my wife and I made the decision to move to Hawaii to be closer to my daughter and our grandchildren. But before I left, I threw my hat into the ring in the mayoral race and came in third out of 7 candidates. What can I do for you? Well, that remains to be seen. But I can promise you it will be out of the box. I'm Joel Agnew. That's my resume. Here's a few additional comments from colleagues unedited and my final appearance in What's Going On.
Joel was one of the most creative writers we've ever had on our sales staff, and a wonderful on-air talent as well. Joel Agnew brought a tremendous number of new clients onto the radio station with new programming ideas. Yeah, it's well, I better change. That's about a $40 unit right there.
There was one time where I heard that he was on the phone while I was in the outer office out there. Yeah. So and then I thought he said Pete. He was actually saying Steve. So I picked up the phone and he said, "Oh, is this Steve?" And I said, "No, this is Pete." And he so I talked to him on the phone. A little bit.
Which, I don't know. He said he was going to be here. He really likes me a lot. He had a lot of great things written down on a card. He showed me the card.
So he knows what he's doing, and I wish him well, because I also need a place to stay when I go to Maui.
Dana, are you all right?
I'm getting a little teary-eyed right now. I'm just thinking about it. Joel, remember me when you're rich and famous in Hawaii. I'll be over to see you someday. Until your food runs out.
Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, Joel Agnew. One time I was actually mistaken for Joel Agnew, and it took about 15 minutes for me to convince the guy to take the handcuffs off.
Did you want me to get a shot of the two of you?
Yeah.
Fine, go to Chico. See if I care. Just leave.
Hey, what's going on with Chad Shotwell the weekend of May 31st?
Well, Thursday, Reggae Angels play a late set at Club West. In Arcata, Andy M. brings jazz to Muddy Waters, and Word Jazz is up at the Plaza Grill.
No, I mean, why is Rashida throwing your stuff all over the street?
Well, she's a little steamed because I'm leaving town. What's going on with you, Joel?
Well, Friday, JJ Katie wakes up the coffee break in the morning, and Dave Hines and friends play there at night. Across Arcata, Deep Groove Society brings their turntables to Muddy Waters, and Eureka Sam Mays plays the Sapphire Rose, and TGIF hits Club West.
Where am I going to find out?
Oh, don't worry. I'll help you pick up your stuff. When are you leaving?
Saturday, when the party continues their North Coast Idol competition at Club West. At the Humboldt Brewery, The Hitch plays set. Oh, and by the way, The Hitch, Delta National say they could kick your ass. By the way, you can find them at the Blue Lake Casino.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, Joel, I'm out of here. Do you want a show back?
Oh, no, man. I'm moving to Maui in a couple of weeks.
Hey, Joel, what's going on?
Well, Sunday at the waterfront, catch a brunch with Mays and Raska at the Acoustic Brunch at Muddy Waters. The Hall Street Honkers play the Red Line, and Club Triangles at Club West.
No, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm helping Chad move. What's going on with you?
Well, in concerts this week, Panache Magazine throws another magazine release party on Thursday at the Sapphire Rose with Fields of Gaffney, The Librarians, Audio Rec, and JPG. It's a night of avant punk and JPG.
Hey, that's it. Rashida can do the show.
Me? I couldn't.
No, yeah, you'd be great.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look, I'm sorry, I have to leave, but I think you're more than capable of taking this thing over.
Okay, well, I'm Rashida Smith, and that's what's going on in music in the clubs for the week of June 31st, 2003.
I'm Chad Shotwell. For another week at least, I'm out of here.
I wonder if she knows what she's in for.